Everyone, welcome to the show. I have a quick update to share about America's defendant, Rudy Giuliani. As you all know, the court ordered Giuliani to hand over his assets to Georgia election workers Ruby Freeman and Shaye because he, of course, owes them $148 million. That was the judgment that they received after they won their defamation lawsuit against him. And I shared on Wednesday that Giuliani had emptied out his New York property before handing the keys over to the representatives for Freeman and Moss. Well, Giuliani was promptly ordered to appear in court. Yeah, this happened yesterday. He was ordered to appear in person, and he did. And then he immediately pissed off the judge. So Giuliani claimed he just has no idea where some of his belongings are. And he said, oh, they should have all been there. They should have all been in the apartment. The photos, though, taken during his listing of his property, because remember, they forced him to put the property on the market. In those listing photos, you can clearly see items that have all of a sudden vanished. So one perfect example, which came up in court, you can see in his listing, in what looks like his office, above the fireplace, there's a framed signed jersey from the baseball legend Joe DiMaggio. Well, in photos taken by Moss and Freeman's team, that framed jersey is gone. So he's full of it, as we all know. And Giuliani claims, oh, well, that particular item, it's at a storage facility in New York, but I can't access it anymore. So you move your stuff supposedly to a storage facility, but then you can't access that storage facility. So Business Insider news outlet reached out to this so-called storage facility, and the person they got said, well, this isn't a storage facility. The employee they spoke with referred to it as a quote unquote patriotic venue. And guess what it's called? It's called America First Warehouse. Apparently, they've hosted all kinds of MAGA Q-Loon nuts. They've had Marjorie Taylor Greene and that kind of ilk. So apparently there is another business on the same lot. It's called Corporate Transfer, and that is a storage facility, which is a very strange name for a storage facility. And what do you know? Both of those companies are owned by the same person. It's a guy named Joseph Verderber. Joseph Verderber Jr. I'm not joking. Joseph Verderber. Verderber. So anyway, sorry, I just find that last name very funny. Anyway, he didn't return messages that were left by Business Insider, so we'll see. I don't know what authority the judge might or might not have to demand that those items are returned. But the judge wasn't buying Giuliani's other argument that, oh, I just don't know where everything is, blah, blah, blah. U.S. District Judge Louis Lyman is presiding over this case, and he referred to Giuliani's argument as, quote, farcical. And check this out. Giuliani also complained that Moss and Freeman have been rude to him. That was his word that he used, they're rude to me. I mean, why? What possible reason could they have, right? The man painted targets on their backs, lied about them relentlessly for years. And, oh, by the way, on his way out of court, he was asked if he cares, if he has any remorse for defaming them, and he said no. So I can't imagine why they would be rude to him. Such, as I always say, whiny ass babies, right? They can dish it out, they cannot take it. Typical bullies. But anyway, Giuliani's attorney also tried to argue that he shouldn't have to turn over this watch that he has. Apparently, they're saying it's a 150-year-old watch and his grandfather gave it to him. So they're saying, well, it's an heirloom and you don't have to turn that over. Judge Lyman didn't see it that way. He said, quote, oh, that's ridiculous. And then he pointed out that literally every day in court, family heirlooms are used to cover, court ordered debts. So he said to them, quote, if they owe a debt, they have to pay the debt. The law is the law. I don't apply it differently to your client. So after more back and forth, and then after hearing from Moss and Freeman's attorney, Judge Lyman just nailed him down, just gave it to him. He said, you are to turn over your Mercedes-Benz. Remember, this is the one owned by, the longtime star. By Monday, he has to turn this over. And the judge asked Giuliani's attorney, quote, when is he going to deliver the title document and keys? And Giuliani's attorney said promptly, and then the judge responded and said, quote, Monday. So he has until Monday, and Judge Lyman told him, quote, he has no choice but to comply. He is under an unqualified obligation to deliver all of the receivership property to the receiver. And then he warned Giuliani's attorney, if you don't comply, they're going to undoubtedly ask for sanctions. And he said, I will give them. I will slap him with some sanctions. So we'll see what happens. But Giuliani, again, tried these arguments outside of the courtroom. He went out, he talked with Law and Crime news outlet, and he said, quote, my apartment was filled with belongings and they just lied. Yeah, they're the liars. He lied about them for years, but they're the liars. And again, there is photographic evidence. So, God, I mean, these people, yeah, law and order my ass. Anyway, I'll let you know when I hear more. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like this video, share it with everyone you know, subscribe if you have not. Please donate if you can. Links are below in the description box on YouTube and the podcast. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.